Greetings everyone, Spartan here. Welcome back to LDL, the off-season. I'm your coach, and for the theme for the off-season is, well, tea. Close to it. So it's pretty much, you ask, have a team, you bring in a team of 6, bring only 4 of them into battle, duke it out in doubles. You know how it goes. Item clause on a course. I'm just not used to VGC. I think the last time I've done VGC was Sun and Moon, and I think I only did like maybe, I think it was 2018 that I did a little bit of VGC. That I didn't really touch it again. And the other time I did try VGC was, I think back when it started around 2009, back around when Diamond, Pearl, Platinum, Heart Gold, Soul Silver were still around. I remember doing a little bit of it. I always go online, try to do doubles per se, and try it out. Enjoyed it back then. Yeah, I wasn't great at it, but I enjoyed it. So this is relatively new for me. So hopefully I can hold my own. I mean, I do watch like YouTubers like Cybertron and James Beck, and they're well versed with VGC, so I got like inspiration and knowledge from them. So pretty much it. There is another thing I do want to mention. You have like the sleep clause and the evasion clause. It was more of a last minute thing, since we were just gonna throw it out there and like, oh yeah, we're doing off season and whatnot. So I do apologize to the advance that we did the sleep clause and the evasion clause, but it is what it is. It's not the end of the world. Even if it wasn't on, I don't think it would dramatically change, because there's so many ways of you know, not losing to sleep and dealing with evasion. There's that. So we'll deal with it as we go. So enough about that. Let's go into the draft. We had 10 coaches. Yes, it was 10 coaches. Hold on. Okay, I was right. It was 10 coaches. I was like, man, was it 10 or was it 12? No, it was 10. 10 coaches. We did an open draft, snake draft. And I was second to last. And I don't like being. I think this is one of the worst positions to be in draft league format, in my honest opinion, because you get screwed over by the person ahead of you and the wheel pick. So I did not have a good time dealing with that, but I think I pulled off a pretty decent team. Not the greatest, but a decent one. So without further ado, let's get into the draft. We were able to draft 11 Pokemon. One of them had to be a Gigantamax, of course. So, and we had Dynamax Captain, so we had to choose 2 Pokemon that we are able to Dynamax. So also that. So without further ado, let's get into the draft. The first pick, I went ahead, I didn't know exactly what to go for, so I picked something that looked strong in VGC format, and one of them was Rillaboom. So I went ahead and picked up Rillaboom. I think is a really good mon. Grassy Terrain is a really good Grassy Surge is a really good ability for a Rillaboom, especially when it has Grassy Glide. So it allows to do not only stab damage, and boost it from the grassy terrain, but you're also doing priority, so that's really good. It also gets knockoff, U-turn. It also gets like high horsepower, so it doesn't get. It can do some good ground type damage without being nerfed by grass grass terrain. You also get taunt, fake out as well. I know fake out is pretty strong in VGC aspect. I don't know about in this kind of aspect, especially when Dynamax are immune to flinching. So we'll see. We'll see how this things go. Other than that, it's a really good mon. So I'm looking forward to using this mon. Next up, I wanted to pair it up with another mon. I thought this mon would work, especially since it's well known for its supported capabilities, and that is Togekiss. It's more used with Super Lux since you're not really trying to rely on the Spring Grace hacks. Spread moves like Dazzling Gleam and Heat Wave are really good for a mon like Togekiss. Really able to take a lot of hits. Really good supporter because it has Follow Me. One of the best, in my honest opinion, I think Follow Me is one of the best supportive moves in the game because it directs any form of attacks to the mon that's using Follow Me. So if someone tries to go for, let's say, Will-O-Wisp, I could go for Follow Me and then hit Togekiss and not the other mon that I have. Other than that, unfortunately, since it is VGC, it cannot use like Defog or Tailwind, which is unfortunate, but it's not the end of the world. I do get access to like other stuff like Thunder Wave. I get access to Yawn. Yawn's really good. Life Dew as well for healing purposes. I don't think I plan to use Life Dew. I probably might just use Follow Me pretty much. Next mon, this is where I started picking up random mons until near like halfway through because I didn't know exactly what to go for, and I would say this is probably my most left-handed pick overall, and that is Nihilego. I don't know. I feel like I kind of dropped the ball on this one. I remember seeing someone's, I think it was James Beck's video about Nihilego, and it was putting in work, and I was like, maybe I should draft this mon. I think that it might be interesting to use this mon. So, yeah. One thing I do want to mention is that it's arguably one of the better mons. Meteor Beam, which is a special attacking rock type move. Sure, it charges by has to charge up turn, but during that turn, it gets a +1 special attack. Pair that up with Power Herb that allows it to attack it to bypass that one turn and attack it at that turn that you use it. Really good mon, relatively good speed, a lot of bulk in the special defense and HP. Not very frail in defense though, so I have to be mindful. And I think it's really, it really works well with Rillaboom because your opponent has to run like something like High Horsepower or Stomping Tantrum instead of Earthquake to deal with Nihilego. So there's that. Next up is one of my Dynamax captains, and that is Metagross. I think this mon is really, really good as a Dynamax user. I don't... No, it doesn't. Never mind, I don't think so. Because it can learn Aerial Ace, but it's a move from a previous generation, so I technically max Airstream on Metagross, otherwise you'd be see me using Aerial Ace almost every single game. But yeah, I think Metagross is really good as a Dynamax user. Strong attack. It is usable special attack, so I can actually run a special attack instead. Has phenomenal coverage and moves. And other than that, it's just a really, really good mon. I think this mon really pairs well with Togekiss as well. Get to Follow Me, to avoid all that any form of statuses or any of those moves outside of like spread moves, and allows Metagross to do its thing. Try to set up a little bit, maybe, or just Dynamax straight up and just go to town. Next to Mon, this is where I started to get an idea of what to do with the help of my front office, and that is sand. Not sand, but sand and weather control. So the next Mon I went ahead and picked up is
Fish, 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 fish. Thank you.
this Mon is one of those Mons that can turn the tide if played right. It gets Sand Rush, so it can able to run in sand. Water Absorb is pretty nice, but Strong Draw is also a really good ability because it boosts damage of Fish's Rend, which is arguably its best move. Without Fish's Rend, it's an okay Mon. Other than that, it does get some interesting moves. I think I learned Stopping Tantrum, so I kind of can run that. It does get Dragon Rush, so I could probably do some Blunder Policy antics with Dragon Rush, so if I miss, I can get more speed. But other than that, it does what it does. It's the Vish. All you do is click buttons. It's pretty much the concept of Dragovish. Next up, I think I took a really strong Mon. I heard that this Mon is really good in VGC aspect, and that's Tornadus. Incarnate, not Therian. Therian, I would argue to say it's good in singles. Doubles, Tornadus is really good. Why? Prankster. And it gets a really good, vast amount of support moves, such as Taunt, Tailwind, gets also Nasty Plots, and able to set up Fire Head and also Bulk Up. It gets various weather effects, so I can actually run Rain Dance if I want to, and boost up Dracofish's Rend. I have, and also able to run like Hurricane and Weather Ball with the combination of Rain Dance. So this is actually a really versatile Mon that do a lot, despite having limitations of what it can do. Oh, other than that, it's really good. It does get Defiant, so if I had to face against Pokemon with Intimidate, I could probably run Defiant depending on the situation. Next up, I did pick up Alolan Marowak. Now, this is one of the debates I was thinking of whether or not to have this Mon as my Dynamax user. As you might know, Alolan Marowak is always that Mon that just, for some reason, survive hits. Most of the time. Other than that, it's a really good Mon. Lightning Rod is one of its main abilities I probably will be using because it draws in those those electric type attacks. Of course, you get a +1 special attack, but the purpose is to avoid electric type attacks with the so Tornadus and Togekiss can do some of the things that it wants to do. Other than that, Marowak is very strong. It gets Poltergeist, which is a very powerful ghost type move that not only tells the item of the opponent, but it does a amount of damage. Base 110, if I remember correctly. Fantastic. Because Flare Blitz, it gets Bone Meringue, so I don't have to run Earthquake. Shadow Bone as well. There is a good amount of moves that it can learn, and the typing fits veritively well. There's that. This is also a Mon that I'm very iffy about, but I think I picked a good Mon because I kind of wanted Hatterene, but both of the Hatterenes were already taken. But the next Mon I went ahead and drafted was Musharna. I don't know much about this Mon. Other than Telepathy, that's the only thing I know that it's pretty good with is Telepathy. It does get Helping Hand, which is really nice. I think it also learns Ally Switch, which is actually a really good move. And it does learn Trick Room, so I can able to have that Trick Room capabilities for some of my Mons, especially like Alolan Marowak, maybe a slow Dracovish. So I have capabilities of using either Tailwind or Trick Room on my team. Other than that, it's just one of those mons that has a lot of bulk damage, but nothing else. I don't know. We'll see how this mon goes. I honestly don't know. Hopefully I can use this mon, but other than that, it's there. It's there. But the next mon is actually my second Dynamax captain, which is one that I would argue might be a little bit better than Loa Marowak, maybe, and that is Gigalith. Gigalith is my sand user. It has almost like the same attack stat and defense stat as Metagross, so there's that, but it's a lot slower, which is okay. Gets that nice little special defense boost and whatnot. One thing I do want to mention is that Gigalith's move pool is limited compared to the Metagross, but I don't think that will be a problem, because the main moves that you're running would be like maybe Rock Slide, Earthquake, or Stomping Tantrum. You got Body Press. You got Superpower as well. And Heavy Slam, of course. It learns Gyro Ball though. If it had Gyro Ball, man, that would. But regardless, really good mon, really good Trick Room user. If I don't feel comfortable with Gigalith, I can always switch it to Alola Marowak, but regardless, that's where I'm gonna stick with. Next mon is, you would not expect for me to draft it at all. Like, period. Nothing would ever see the day of me drafting Stunfisk. Yes. The ground electric type Pokemon that has only, what, maybe one good ability? No, two good abilities, but I can't really use Sandveil, technically speaking. I think. Is it? No, oh, no, I don't think I can use Sandveil. But regardless, the static is still good. It's one of the I had two electric type Pokemon in mind, and out of the two, I kind of stuck with Stunfisk for the defensive capabilities, especially for having a ground type as well. It's there. It exists. One thing I do want to mention about Stunfisk though, it can have a good speed control. Surprising enough, it has Bulldoze and it even has Electro Web. So if I don't want to activate any weakness policy on my side, I can always run Electro Web and slow down my opponent's Pokemon by dropping their speed by 1 when I land Electro Web. Regardless, it's a Stunfisk. It exists. So yeah. Anyways, so the last Pokemon is my Gmax, and this is where I don't see myself bringing this mon. In fact, I probably might drop it later on. And that is Gmax Grimmsnarl. About this mon. Because we have Sleep Claws, it kind of limits my usage of running Grimmsnarl because of Max News. With Max News, I can, technically speaking, I could put 2 Pokemon to sleep, but it affects as yawn. So, one turn they become drowsy, and then the next turn they fall asleep. But due to the complications regarding about the Sleep Clause, which, not gonna lie, I think kind of counteracts why we added Sleep Clause. I don't see myself using him as a Gmax. I can use him as a dual screen user, but nothing more. And I probably might drop it because that's the problem, is that I would rather have 3 Dynamax options rather than 2. So you probably might not see this mon at all. Hopefully, I don't know. We'll see. If I can find like good replacements for Pokemon to replace Grimmsnarl, I'll do it. But for now, it is what it is. So yeah, that is my team. I don't know. I don't know how to feel about the team. I think it looks okay. I talked to it with some people over at Joey's Discord. They said it's pretty strong, especially with Tornadus and Gigalith, even Musharna, surprising enough, with a lot of this speed control, having Sand for Drigovish, having weather control with Tornadus, a follow me user like Togekiss, terrain user like Rillaboom, and good Dynamax captains like Metagross and Gigalith. The only weak one that I see out of all of them is pretty much Grimmsnarl, but it is what it is. But that's the team. I'm going to go ahead and end off here. Thank everyone for watching. I'm going to be posting up week 1 tomorrow. And I'm going to go from there. So I hope to see you then. And until then, I'll catch you guys later. Hey, this is Editor Spartan. Just wanted to let you guys know a few things that I forgot to mention during the draft analysis. One, I am actually the commissioner, or like the lead mod for the offseason, so I pretty much be running this alone. So it is what it is. So if I mess up or screw up, go easy on me. This is kind of new for me, running a league. So yeah. Anyways, the other thing I do want to mention is that this is also post commentary. I did do all my battles, but I didn't have time to post them up week by week. So what's going to happen is I'll be posting up week 1 tomorrow, and then I will be posting up the following weeks during the day after. So after week 1, it'll be 1 day off, and then week 2, 1 day off, week 3, so on and so forth. So I'm gonna leave that there, and until then, I'll catch you guys later.